All right, welcome back to another edition of the VR Pinball Room Tours. We're going to take a look at several pinball machines and what their VR pinball rooms look like. We're going to continue with our S section, but first we're going to check what the updates are. So that's going to start us off with 4 Queens. So first up here, we got the update to 4 Queens. I will say the machine itself looks really nice. And we'll look here to the right. There's nothing updated. And nothing much here on the left. But looks great either way. All right, here's the update for Aerosmith. And we're in the little side room here. Just checking it out on the right. And here is what's on the left. Next up, we've got Baby Pac-Man, and look at that. This is the machine that's a hybrid of pinball and a video game, and quite a unique machine. So just looking here on the right, we got that nice Baby Pac-Man poster. Nothing over here. And Beavis and Butthead is up next. Now this is an amazing update. Look at this. To the right, we've got Beavis and Butthead sitting on the classic couch. Giant rat, almost like a puppy-sized rat. Oh, this is so cool. So you are in the living room of Beavis and Butthead. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You are in the living room from the TV show. Just going to pan around this way. You got life-size Beavis and Butthead here. I mean, they are truly life-size when you see them in person. And the window looking outside the Guar poster. Really great update. And here's Bone Busters, the Ghostbusters-ish table. And yep, we definitely get an upgrade. Look at this. We're in like this town. I don't think she was in Bone Busters. Pretty sure. But we're in this town. We're in this cityscape. Maybe a big parking lot. Barren. As I pan around. Huge skeleton guy over here. A city street. Let me see if I can peek around the side a little bit. Yeah. Wow. Good update. And here we have Carnival Games. This is an original machine. Nothing here to the right nor the left. Well, this is the Lethal Weapon-esque Deadly Weapon game. And we find ourselves in what looks like a police garage. Old school look at Hill Street Blues. Police cruisers, police cars. Yeah, just a holding cell or garage for police cars. But yeah, they look really nice. Oh, let's check out the side art here. And it's time for Lost in Space. The machine itself looks really great. And we find ourselves standing in this space room. We're just kind of floating in the cosmos. Oh, interesting. What in the world is that little round spot there? I guess it's a planet. Well, yes, we are surrounded by stars, but it's appropriate for Lost in Space. Checking out the Pabst Can Crusher now. We are surrounded by palm trees. And a Harley and some trucks. Looks like some sort of I guess it's a resort. And a hot rod and that girl and a giant Pabst Blue Ribbon can. Well, nothing behind the machine. Looks like a fountain there. Huh. Okay, and here's Solar Ride. And we got the posters here on the right. And nothing here to the left. Okay, so now we're back to where we left off last time. We're continuing in the S's with Spyro. And whoa, what a world they've given us here. You feel like you can kind of touch these floating orbs. You've got this little elf creature here. Let me spin around slowly. Blocky, but still, it's an interesting little fantasy world. It feels like a big world. In fact, I just banged my hand into the machine behind me. Oh, okay, yeah, this is a giant, I'm not sure what that is, holding a bag, and our reptilian over there. Yeah. And there's Spyro up top, hovering over the pinball machine. I must admit, I've never played Spyro, so I have no idea who these characters are, but if you love Spyro, this is an amazing upgrade. Here's Stargazer. Table looks really amazing. And then we have these posters here on the right. Nothing here to the left. And here's one called Star God. This is a Zachariah. And we're on like an asteroid or a moon rock, just floating in space. And you really, it's got a sense of motion to it. You do feel like you're floating on this asteroid with these little mini ones surrounding it. But yes, you do get the sense that you're slowly rotating. The scene is moving. That's pretty clever. And this looks like a great representation of Star God. And here's something called Starlight. Now, this is one I've never played before. I do like the art, though, like how it looks. The pinball room is just a space for you to stand in. Here we have Star Race, another one. This is a wide body, now that I see it. I've never played Star Race, and they've given us an awesome little room here. Colorful, at least, with some posters on the right. Nothing here on the left. Now, beginning our list of Star Trek tables, we start off with the Star Trek 25th anniversary, and we find ourselves in a nice little romper room arcade. The Donkey Kong cab, some Attack from Mars, Theater of Magic, cozy chair. Yeah. And here we get the Star Trek. This is kind of from the new movies, the Chris Pine movies. And we just find ourselves in the standard room here. Again, though, table looks impressive. And here is the fan-created mirror version of the, I think it's the 77 or 78 Star Trek from Bally. The regular version of this, which I think we'll see, hopefully we'll see soon, I'm not sure, is one of my favorite pinball machines ever. The mirrored version of this. Not so much this one. I didn't really need a mirrored version of it, but at any rate, we find ourselves in the little bar. Guy is still watching TV there. Giant Coke machine. Okay. And here's Star Trek, The Next Generation. Wow. Okay. So, now I've never seen The Next Generation. I know. This looks like it's in progress or something. Or maybe this is from the show. Maybe this is just from the show. But yeah, it looks like they're a work in progress. We have the holodeck here I did watch the original Star Trek show as a kid, and reruns, of course, because I'm not that old. But never have seen Next Generation. Wow, and VR, look at that. Well, you can't see it, but the way that these rails stand out is really something. Time for Star Wars. Wow, look at this. We're like on this platform. I briefly briefly had this weird sense of being up high, because this looks like it's on a platform up high. So yeah, look at that. Correct me if I'm wrong. What is this? The Millennium Falcon? Forgive me. I'm not. I've seen the Star Wars movies, but the last time I saw the original Star Wars movies was literally when they came out on video in the 80s. So it's been that long since I've seen Star Wars. But I think that's where we're at, right? And we got another Star Wars. This finds us on one of the ships. Oh, wow. Feels like you've got a whole hallway behind you. Let me just spin around here. Great environment. Feels very spacious. That's why I have to be careful I don't bang into things. Yep. Wow. Yeah, lots of corridors. And we got the bounty hunter machine. And we appear to be in, I guess, a ship. Yeah, I'm in some kind of pod with windows. Interesting. I just know one of these Star Wars rooms is going to probably blow my mind, I bet. The future pinball software brings us Death Star Assault. And aside from this blinking thing on the right, we have some really lifelike looking Star Wars characters dancing in like full 3D in front of you. That is really something, if you could see it. And we've, yeah, we're in some kind of cruiser, and there's, oh wow, look at that. Holy cow, right behind me, someone playing one of the Star Wars Atari games. That is awesome. Anything over here? No? This is the Star Wars Trilogy table, and we do not have anything on the right, nothing here on the left. And now we're on to Stargate. That movie I've seen in the late 90s, but what an amazing looking room here. You're sort of like in the observation area where the Stargate is. As you can see, spiral staircase going up. Oh, there's, yeah, this is a big room they give you. And again, if you're working in sort of a cramped space, you got to be careful, because it really feels like you just walk all over this room. Stars had a little problem, so we're just going to move on to Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers is here, and yes, this is another huge space, kind of one of those picture rooms where they put a giant picture from the movie in here. So I'll carefully spin around, see what's. Yep, you're on a platform again. Since there's a lot of darkness, you don't get a sense of too much depth, but that's not bad. Stellar Wars, a big old wide body, nothing on the right, nothing on the left. Steve Miller Band gives us a room with a really gigantic guitar on the wall, bigger than life-size guitar, and another one. And here's Stingray. This is an oldie but a goodie. It looks great with this lighting, and we're under the sea, stationary kind of environment. There's not any kind of water movement going on. But, you know, it's not too bad for playing Stingray here. And we got Strange Science. Interesting machine there. Nothing to the right, nothing to the left. Stranger Things finds us in the... Okay, it's like the living room here with these... Oh, look at these, like 80s magazines and 80s stuff laying around. Yeah. Dune on the floor there. Not bad. Everything looks really kind of vivid, lifelike. Awesome environment. It's Street Fighter 2, and this finds us in a kind of a junk room. They've thrown a lot of old arcade machines in here in disrepair. That's an interesting angle. Yeah. Oh, it's sad to see these machines all dirty and ruined. Interesting though. We've never seen a room quite like this. I don't know what those names are, but if they're the creators, thank you for giving us this. And of course, we've got a great topper up there. Strikes and spares. I really hoped we would have something different than the average room here. This would be so cool set in like a bowling alley or in a maybe even a Big Lebowski kind of a theme. All right, we'll have to do that another day, hopefully. And here is a table based off the band Sublime. And yep, just some posters here on the right. A little something different with the clock here on the left, but not much more than that. And we've got Super Mario Brothers Mushroom World. And we are in the mushroom world. Look at that. We've got a fire flower here. We're up on some kind of platform. Ice flower, all kinds of... Yeah, wow. We are in a life-size kind of well, it's not 2D, but... Yeah, you feel like you could get up on those blocks and hit the question marks and collect the coins and everything. This is pretty neat. I think Mario probably has a time coming when there will be a really amazing, something mind-blowing for VR room for Nintendo. And we got Super Orbit. Not one I'm terribly familiar with, but it looks like, you know what? It looks like it. Oh yeah, it's Orbit. It's the original. It's like a newer version of Orbit. I did not know one existed, but yeah. Okay. I'll have to play that sometime. Posters here of the table on the right and nothing on the left. We've got Superman and the Justice League in the apartment, the orange apartment. All right. Look at that space there. Everything is orange, and I guess you call this maybe the 70s apartment. And this is Supersonic. This is one that I enjoy playing. And just some posters on the right. But they do show you a nice explanation of the game. And then nothing much on the left. This is Surfin' Safari. And this looks like such a fun one. I think I've played it a few times, but I really want to play some more. We're just in this that standard room here, but I'm not sure who these people are on the wall. Maybe it's funny. It's different. And I guess, is that what the manual looks like for the machine? Interesting. And this is Swamp Thing. Look at this. I've never played Swamp Thing before, but we are we're in a swamp, that's for sure. Okay. Yep. Panning around. We do get that sense of depth and height. These plants kind of come out at you. All right. Appropriate. And finally, we've got Swords of Fury, or as some people know it, Swords of Fun. If you know, you know about that one. And on the right, we've got the posters. You can kind of read if you get close. Yes, you can read what they've written on there. Nothing much on the left. And let's check out the next one. Well, the next one will start off our next category, which is going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for all the creators who put all these amazing visuals together for us. Thanks for Super VPin for making a drive that has everything configured. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.